Checking on our upper rice swamp. It's been exactly 56 days since planting, and we're continuing to get some really nice vertical growth. A lot of good looking blades, 15, 18 inches tall. Japanese millet kind of coming in around the edges. That was planted about 30 days after the rice. That area we reseeded with the millet a couple weeks after really greened up nicely. Probably got an acre of groceries in here. Let's go check on the swamp drain, make sure everything is still looking good down there. But based on this water level, I think we're good. Ever since I patched up that little hole in the wire there with a board and some sticks, that has kept the beaver out of here. Water level is exactly where we need it, 56 days after planting. There he is, my little swamp buddy. That Japanese millet's really coming in nice. That's all that lower light green you see. So that reseeding was very successful. All right, let's go check on the lower swamp. We're gonna take a new path we've never explored.
I like doing this stuff because we're private.
You like doing this stuff with me because we're private? Me too, buddy. So we made it to the upper end of the lower swamp, and like I was mentioning last update video, this is in fact all volunteer Japanese millet, and it's all gone to seed head. The seed heads are pretty small, which I expected. Anytime a plant reseeds itself, typically the heads aren't as big, but there's still a bunch of seed in here that all volunteered, so no complaints. Here's some rice still coming in here. So we are gonna have a blend of rice and Japanese in this uppermost end. Over here, actually the heads are a little bit bigger. That beaver run, creek run I pointed out last time is really flushed out, filled in nicely. A lot of extra free groceries. Can you balance? We don't want to get your school shoes muddy. That was a miscalculation on my part. A lot of volunteer millet came in. It's all gone to seed head. So that must have germinated as soon as we took the water off of this. That means we're probably at just about 50 days for this Japanese millet that volunteered. But we do still have a lot of rice down here. I want to show you how it looks different. Real spiky, more flat blades. So we got a lot of rice up in here, and back over here is all the Japanese millet. So this is going to turn out to be a blend of both the volunteer millet and the planted agricultural rice. That beaver might run out and grab you. It's pretty cool when you drain these swamps. You can kind of see what it looks like below the water. And there's actually another beaver lodge up here. They built it into the bank, and you can see some of their tracks in there, but I don't think it's very active. Got some mushrooms too. Couldn't be happier. This one's about 45 days after planting. The upward one's about 55, 56 days after planting. So last year's regrowth, that Japanese millet is gonna really add a bunch of extra food to this property. I'm getting excited. My gracious, what a stand of millet. It's a good thing. Kind of like the other swamps, we've got a lot of volunteer millet coming back in areas where we didn't plant it. My concern is it's going to outcompete the rice. And the rice is what we wanted in here, but there is just a tremendous amount of millet, Japanese millet, of course, coming back in here. And there are a bunch of good sized heads. I think it responded very well to all that fertilizing we did out here. So these millet heads are fantastic looking. There's a bunch of smartweed coming down below it that I think also got a nice bump from that fertilizer. I don't see any of the rice right through here. Let's keep walking around, see if we bump into any of that. But almost everything I'm seeing is volunteer Japanese millet and smartweed, both of which are fantastic. No complaints. I just think our rice is crowded out in there and unfortunately not going to have a chance to come up. Here is some rice, that real pointy vertical structure here. So there is rice in here hanging on. I'm just really worried this barnyard grass and that volunteer Japanese millet's gonna crowd it too much. Take a look here at our rice that did germinate in the standing water. And it is very happy and doing well. And the water has actually dried up a little bit. It's drying out, super hot this week. And you can see all this is rice. All that dark is rice as well. So we're gonna have rice in here for sure. I just don't know how much we'll have at this lower end where there's so much competition. But I think it's going to ultimately end up being a really nice combination of Japanese millet, smartweed, rice, and some barnyard grass. All of which ducks love and eat. Yeah, that rice looks fantastic. It's really happy with its feet wet. This Japanese millet up here was planted. I specifically remember coming through here and dusting a lot of this. So this is first year growth, and it's got a pretty nice head on it. So this is what we were definitely looking for in the areas that we seeded the millet, especially up here on this high ground, these real toxic areas. I know probably need to throw some lime on that. I don't think we're going to be planting this next year. After talking to the farmer, he kind of wants to get this thing back to being a nice full fishing pond. Totally get it, no worries at all. But for right now, I think we're going to have a ton of Japanese millet, and we've got some rice still living in these water pockets. This is mid, almost late August here. I'll update you guys here in a couple weeks, but until then, God bless, take care.